medical and dental assisting. Our graduates play a vital role in modern healthcare by using their training to help make a difference and improve the lives of their patients. That's what making a difference is all about, and it all starts at Chattanooga College. Visit chattanoogacollege.edu today. That's chattanoogacollege.edu. Chattanooga College, because a small college can make a big difference.
If you or a loved one have been harmed on someone else's property through no fault of your own, you have legal rights. We have been protecting those rights for many years. Let us help you. At Wedemark Keith, it's more to us. It's personal.
If you are watching us this morning and perhaps you're about to go through a cataract surgery, chances are you're getting a lot of advice from an awful lot of people. So let us add to the list for you this morning, because we have left the studio and we are out talking with Dr. Dave Friedrich with Friedrich Eye Associates. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Julie.
Thank you for welcoming us back. And you're going to have to kind of give me my 101 again. But the reason I said that people are getting a lot of advice, most people about a certain age end up having cataract surgery, and they all love to tell their stories. Your patients are able to tell a little bit of a different story because you're the only one for 100 miles, right? Using this certain machine, using this certain, it's really new revolutionary technology that you've got, right?
Yes, it's an amazing new lens that we can adjust after it's in your eye.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, you do this every day, and so it's rather matter of fact for you, but for the novices like me, refresh my memory. So if I were to have cataract surgery with you, you are still going to remove the cataract as normal. But then when it comes to working on the lens of my eye, that's where things change. Is that right?
Let me show you just what it is that we do, because that makes it a lot clearer.
Okay.
Let me grab my little model here. Now, here we go. Here's your eyeball, a little bigger than yours, but it's like a camera. So you've got this lens system up front here, the cornea and the natural lens. Crystalline lens behave as lenses. And they project an image on the retina, and then the retina sends it through the optic nerve to your brain, and that's how you see.
Okay.
So, here is the lens.
Okay.
It's not our lens.
Okay.
This is the lens of an 8-year-old.
Okay.
Because it's crystal clear.
Okay.
And now every year, your own lens gets a little hazier and a little hazier. You can almost look in somebody's eye and know a person's approximate age. Because it just changes over time. Then,
you want me to hold that one?
If you'd like to.
Okay.
It's yours now. Now, here's what can happen with time. Eventually, it can end up looking like that.
Cloudy.
Where it's just very cloudy. And you just can't see through it very well.
Okay.
And at that point, you want to remove all that haze from the natural lens.
Okay.
Now you have an eye with no lens. Think of a camera with no lens. You're not going to take much of a picture.
Right.
So what do you have to do? You have to go in, put in a new lens.
Okay.
So these are the plastic lenses or lens implants. They got like little springs in there that center it in place. So it goes into the eye where the old lens had been. Now this is where it gets interesting, because just a few years ago, there was only one type of lens. It made my life a lot easier because I didn't have to explain very much.
Yeah.
All I had to say is you're getting a new lens when we take out your old lens. But now, with all the new technology, we have so many things to offer to people.
Yeah.
And so we have the lens that insurance will pay for.
Okay.
That will replace the lens that we removed. And at the same time, it will get rid of any nearsightedness or farsightedness that you might have.
Okay, so always, so I misspoke. I would have failed medical school. So always in cataract surgery, the lens is replaced.
Correct.
It's just that now what you're able to do with this technology that you have is not only replace the lens, but you're correcting vision at the same time?
Well, no, actually, they all correct the vision to some degree.
Okay.
See, before the surgery, we do all kinds of testing to figure out what power lens we need in order to get a good focus on the retina.
Okay.
So we have all this sophisticated computerized equipment that does those tests.
Okay.
But it's like any other machine. They're not perfect. They're very, very good.
But this one that you have is almost perfect. So explain to me
Closest we get.
So what is it that I'm not hearing, Dave? Because I want to understand it. What is it that this machine is doing that is so revolutionary?
Well, a couple of things. First of all, instead of having just one focus, which the routine lenses have, they'll give you a focus in the distance, or sometimes people will ask me to give them a focus up close. It's all math. You can figure out where the focus will be based on the power of the lens that you put in.
Okay.
So, with most of them, you put in the lens and you have the one focus off in the distance. So people want to be able to drive. Then you have some lenses that give you a range of focus, distance and near. With the fancy new lens, the light adjustable lens, you have a little bit of a range of focus.
Okay.
So if I put in a lens for distance, I'll also get some intermediate. So what we do is we put the lens in. Everybody has a dominant eye and a non-dominant eye. And we tend to prefer the dominant eye for distance.
Okay.
And the non-dominant eye is more our reading eye.
Okay.
So what we'll do is in the dominant eye, we'll put in a lens for distance and some intermediate. And in the non-dominant eye, we'll put in one that's not quite as sharp in the distance, but it gives you good intermediate and good reading.
Okay.
So it's still passable distance.
Yeah.
Say legal driving vision.
Have you always done it that way?
No,
Okay.
because you have to have this range of focus. We've always been able to do what's called monovision, where you have one eye for distance and one eye for near. Small problem with that is about 2/3 of people hate it.
Yeah.
So
That's a big number.
It's a big number. So I only do it for people who come in and say, oh, I've done this with contact lenses for 30 years and I love it.
So now, okay, what if you're somebody watching and you're thinking, well, gosh, did I miss out because 5 years ago I had cataract surgery and I wish I had this.
Right.
Are they stuck or can they do it?
They're stuck.
Okay. Okay.
But now you see there's more to it. As I was saying, you can never swear that you're going to nail it, with perfect either distance or near. Now with this thing, this is amazing. Because if you're not perfectly happy with your distance, you just adjust it with ultraviolet light.
It's the light adjustable lens.
Light adjustable lens.
Okay.
This lens responds to ultraviolet light.
So once you've put it in someone's eye,
Yes.
if it's not optimal for them,
Yes.
you can adjust it in real time.
In 1 to 2 minutes.
In 1 to 2 minutes. And you said insurance covers this?
No, they don't cover this,
Okay.
this lens.
Okay.
No,
So in terms of you bringing this to Chattanooga, how new, because you've been doing it now for a while.
over a year.
Yeah. How new is the technology itself?
Well, I think it was first approved maybe 3 years ago.
So this is truly cutting edge.
Oh yeah, this is very exciting. As I mentioned to you last time, I've been following this technology for years. And there are a lot of technologies out there that are never going to be ready for prime time.
Yeah.
And I always thought this was going to be one of them because it was too complex. And this lens has to be perfect, it can't be almost good enough.
Right.
And I just thought there's no way they're ever going to get it just right.
So for people watching thinking, okay, this might be the very thing I need them because they have a friend who's had problems with their old traditional way of having cataract surgery or what have you, if they make an appointment with you,
Yes.
you can guide them through on which is the better choice for them?
Exactly. Because there are some people for whom it's just excellent. Certain people are a little more difficult to predict an outcome on.
Okay.
People who have had previous LASIK or people who have had previous RK from years ago. The regular testing techniques for figuring out what power lens to put in the eye are not always accurate.
Right.
So for those people especially, this is the greatest thing, because if it's not quite where you wanted it, you adjust it right there.
So I've got to wrap it up, but let me let people know how they can get in touch with you, because he will talk to you and explain all of this the way he wishes he had time to go into it in more detail with us this morning. But it's Dave Friedrich, Dr. Dave Friedrich at Friedrich Eye Associates in Hixson. The phone number and website are there on your screen, but he is the first person to bring this to our area, quite literally among the newest advancements out there. And you won't be able to find it for 100 miles. He's the only one who's got it. So come see him at the location there on your screen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nope, you're not seeing double. Get 2 thick, hearty steak biscuits for $5.